It's your boy Laggin24 coming at you with some Black Ops 2 gameplay for my Q&A session. What's up, everybody? You guys asked these questions on Twitter and on YouTube, so let me get right into it. Question 1, favorite movie and musician? All right, so a lot of movies that I love movies. I've watched a ton, but the one that kept coming back in my head was The Green Mile starring Tom Hanks and Michael Duncan Clark. Great movie about a prisoner who's got some special abilities. Very touching. I suggest you watch it if you haven't. And then in high school, I listened to a lot of Blink and 30 Seconds to Mars. So anything kind of like punk, pop punk, rock, like, Angels and Airwaves, U2, those are kind of things that I like. So how about the next question? How old were you when you lost your virginity? And where was it? I was a bit of a late bloomer. I was 17 years old. It was with my girlfriend at the time. Her name was Laura. And it was on my couch when my parents weren't home. And that's what's up. Next question, Coke or Pepsi? I like Pepsi. My mom always bought Pepsi, so it's what we drank around the house. So Pepsi. What's your dog's name, and what are some of his favorite activities? Well, my dog's name is Tiki, and he was named after, at the time, New York Giants running back Tiki Barber. I love the New York Giants, so I named my dog after Tiki Barber. And his activities are pretty much shitting on everything and chewing up everything that's valuable that I own. And he likes to swim. All right, next question. Fuck anyone. If you could fuck anyone one time only, who would it be? So, there are a ton of hot chicks in this world, a ton of famous women. But lately, very recently, I've been on a Jennifer Lawrence kick. She played Katniss Everdeen in The Hunger Games, and she was also on Silver Linings Playbook. And she's smoking hot. And so right now in my life, if I could fuck one girl and for one night only, I guess it would be Jennifer Lawrence. Favorite multiplayer game mode? I'll do these in order. I love multiplayer. I played a lot more than you would expect somebody who likes zombies. But Demolition first, Domination next, Kill confirmed, and then followed up with some Capture the Flag. And that is a great session for gaming. All right, so zombie apocalypse has occurred, and you could save one person. Who would it be and why? Well, family excluded on this one because that's kind of a boring answer. Of course, everyone would love to save their mom or dad. But for me, I'm going to save the greatest survivalist known to man, Mr. Bear Grylls. All right, just imagine in the zombie apocalypse, you got Bear Grylls on your side. First of all, we would leave the city and we would go live in the woods, Ewok style, in some fucking tree fort that this guy builds with nets and traps everywhere. I would feel so safe with Bear Grylls. That's who I'm saving. Next question. Do you feel weird/awkward talking to yourself when you record? Absolutely not. First of all, I live alone, so I'm kind of used to my solitude, and I have my dog, who I constantly talk to. So when I sit here with a mic in front of me, it's no different. I talk to the TV. When I'm cook dinner, I pretend like I'm having a cooking show sometimes and explain to my dog what I'm doing. The only time I sort of feel awkward or weird is after I play like a 2-hour session of zombies that I've recorded, and I realized that my windows were open and my neighbors possibly could have heard me scream about zombies or something. So other than that, no, I do not feel awkward. Bring one person back from the dead, who and why? All right, so this was another one that took me a little bit of time to think of. And there's many people that have contributed to our way of life. Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein, all of these people came to mind when you asked this question. But I don't know, man. I just fell on Chris Farley. Chris Farley, for the young ones out in my audience that don't know, this guy was hilarious and died way too soon, drug overdose. And he was one of those depressed comedians. It seems like all comedians are depressed and end up committing suicide. But Chris Farley, absolutely hilarious. Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, Saturday Night Live. The fucking Beverly Hills Ninja. This guy did some good movies, great comedy, and anything that came out of his mouth was just hilarious. So I'm bringing Chris Farley back from the dead. Good question. Okay, next question. Choose one perk from zombies that you could drink in real life. What would it be? Well, after some consideration on this one, I kind of came up with PhD Flopper because it's the zombie perk that's going to make you more like a superhero than anything else that you could possibly drink. So just imagine PhD Flopper. First of all, you could jump off buildings and land on the ground and not be injured. So that has to come in handy some way, shape, or form. I could become a millionaire off of that one ability. I don't know. I'll set up a show, people will pay to see it, and I'll jump off shit. If I dolphin dive from a high enough distance, a belly flop, I can create a small explosion. So that's got to help in my superhero escapades. I'm using this perk to become a superhero, no doubt. And then I guess also with PhD Flopper, so you've got the explosion, and then you've got the ability to jump off a high distance, but no splash damage from explosives. So, you know, people could throw grenades at me, it's not going to hurt. I could be some sort of super soldier. So this is the cola I'm taking in real life. And guys, please down below, this is a great question. You guys tell me which one you would drink in real life if you could only drink one, and why. Next question, what was your childhood like? Poor or rich, good kid, bad kid? I guess my parents were pretty well off with money. They sent me to a private Catholic school from 1st grade through 8th grade, and then I went to a public high school. I moved out of my dad was extremely strict parent, very, very, very strict, very hard man to like. I actually haven't talked to my father, little insider information, since I was 13 years old. I got removed from the house and got to go live with my mother. So because it was so strict at my father's house, my mother's house brought this new freedom I was not used to. So because of that, I kind of turned into a bad kid and did a lot of mischievous things that got me in trouble. But, you know, I grew out of that phase and very much appreciate my mother for putting up with all that bullshit I put her through. So that's the little inside to my childhood there. By the end of the year, are you going to still continue slaying the ladies at the rate you are now, or settle down and have a serious relationship? Well, I've been single for a few years now. I was in a long relationship for a little over 5 years with a girl. It didn't work out, and I kind of got jaded to relationships, stopped taking them so seriously. So the last, couple years or so, I've been going on dates and just having fun, finger quotes, sticking my penis inside of women, basically. And just having the bachelor life, living by myself, my own house and everything. It's been a lot of fun, but I would actually, lately, I've been kind of wanting to get into a serious relationship, and I do have a female friend that, I look at a little differently and treat her with a lot of respect, and would kind of like to see where that's going to go in the future. So, yeah, maybe by the end of the year, I will be in a serious relationship. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, will you ever ask Chaos Silencer to be a guest on PTFO? He actually invited me a little while back in the day onto PTFO. I had to decline because I wasn't at home, and it was kind of a last-minute fill-in, so I couldn't do it. And then, as you guys know now, it doesn't look like PTFO is still a show they're doing. It might be because Jimmy has a baby and, just not enough time in the day for the show, his channel, Troll Arc Office, Minnesota Burns channel, everything Kyle's doing. So I don't know if PTFO is coming back or not, but I would go on if invited again. All right, what's your dream job outside of YouTube, and how are people so good at solo? Well, dream job outside of YouTube, I have a job. YouTube is not my job. It's a hobby. I'm an audiovisual technician / IT specialist. My dream job would be a writer. I would love to be a writer for movies, movie scripts and stuff like that. That would be incredible. And people are good at solo because there's not a bunch of other people in the way. The game just spawns fewer zombies when there's only one person playing, as when there's 4 people, you get 4 times the zombies. And again, people are always running into each other's rape trains and shit. So I find solo easier. Give it a try. Play it on easy. You can actually change the settings. Play it on easy until you're comfortable playing solo. Then put it back on original and see how you do. All right, next question. Have you ever done drugs? Yes, I have done drugs. Well, people consider alcohol a drug. So, I drink beers. But definitely during high school, I smoked some pot, plenty of pot, and even a few years after high school, I smoked pot. But it's been a few years since then, and I do not smoke weed anymore, and my drinking is very tame now in comparison to what it was. So thank you again for the question. All right, and this next question was asked the most on Twitter and on YouTube, and I had a lot of fun with it. It's, how old are you? And I asked you guys on Twitter how old you thought I was, and a lot of you guys gave me ranging anywhere between 20 to 27 to 30. I think I got in there. So now is the moment you have all been waiting for. I am